it creates this sort of sense. And then it made it worse. Later that week, I read an article that that I thought was crazy. Now I'm trying to find it. Where is that in my notes? Anyway, I read an article, and somebody had gone around and done some studies, and apparently and this must have been in restaurants, right? When I was a kid, you tipped in restaurants too, right? But like you would tip maybe 10% if the service was good. Now the options are 18, 20-something, and I've seen places where there's an option for 25 or even 30%. Somebody went around, and I don't know how they figured this out, but some of the restaurant owners reprogrammed the machines. And they figured out that there were some people who had programmed it that when you press 20% and you assume that it's going to calculate it for you, that they were actually calculating at 25%. And that when you pressed, you want to tip 25%, the actual calculation was coming. Can you imagine? They're just assuming that you're too lazy or maybe you don't know how to do math. And so, they're just cheating you. And so I realized a couple of things. One thing was anything having to do with money creates a lot of anxiety. And secondly, and I think this is true for all things in life, but it's so true about things having to do with money, is that there are often forces in our world that are shaping how we do things that we're completely unaware of. Like, have you ever been in Safeway and you were going to go buy something and you knew exactly where it was, and you go there and you realize they've rearranged the whole store? Does that ever happen to you? They do it on purpose. You know why?